Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to a massive wave of news revealed today. This is part of the OCG's live stream where they're showing off a bunch of the stuff from Duelist Advance. We have some stuff that we have had already a little bit information about the Nouvelles stuff and the Vanquish Soul stuff. We'll go over them again because honestly, I don't even remember them that well. And then from there, we have I think three more cards revealed from like the mini side set for GX, as well as um our Lunalight support that we've kind of been waiting on. So we'll do those at the end. But let's get started here because we got quite a bit to go through. Starting off here, of course, with our Nouvelle cards, we start here with Chef de Nouvelle. This is what we're working with. Look at him. He's handsome. Good for him. It's a new pendulum. He's a level 3 light fiend. They know what they're doing at this point. It's a level 3 light fiend pendulum monster, 1000 attack, 1850 defense. Of course, being a light fiend means this card is one card fiendsmith combo. We'll see if there's any restrictions or anything, or if it actually will just be used for that. We'll see. Pendulum scale is 0, which is nice and low, which you like to see. You either want to see high or low generally. You can only use the first and second effects of his pendulum effects once per turn. During your main phase, if this card was activated this turn, you can add one Nouvelle card from your deck to your hand, except a pendulum monster. So just scale this card, then add a Nouvelle for free. That's really good. That's already a really good scale effect. Cool. He's basically a spell card, a continuous spell that's adding you a free card and then sitting in Pendulum Zone for later. Second effect, if a monster or monsters is special summoned to your opponent's field, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card. Okay. All right, we'll see what the monster effects are, but that's actually not too bad either. So this card might be like one card combo potentially by scaling it and searching a card that is one card combo. And then if your opponent does something, this jumps on the board and then does something even more from there. It's monster effects. You can activate the first or you cannot activate the first and second effects of this card's name in the same chain. Okay. Once per turn, quick effect. Target an effect monster on the field. Increase its level up to 3. That's an interruption, man. Like Ryziel, that just kills a body on the Ryziel field. Synchro deck, so Yummy, potentially. Interrupting them. Exceed, so Canine, potentially them. Like Exceed and Synchro decks. This card's like a real interruption. All right. Once per turn, if your opponent special summons a monster or monsters, except during the damage step, you can banish one recipe ritual spell from hand, deck, or graveyard as cost. It is a banish, so I don't think this deck really wants to banish them, but okay. So it's not like circular level. Then apply that card's activation effect that ritual summons a monster. That's actually sick. All right. And if this card on the field is tributed and added to the extract face up, you can place this card in the pendulum zone. This card's insane. This card is so crazy. Holy shit. Okay, so even as just a monster. Okay, so my guess is that you would actually start by using this card as a monster. Right, getting this card on the field as an end board piece. This card is giving you the ability to uh either adjust your own levels on either player's turn to get into whatever tribute fodder you need, hopefully level wise. Secondly, because it's even up to 3, so you don't even have to do 3 exactly. So you can just you can get any level you want, I think, once per turn, and then from there, if you end on this card, your opponent tries to do something, you're going to be able to quick ritual on the opponent's turn, which is quite good. And then when you tribute this card by doing a quick ritual, this card goes up into your scale, and then next turn this card is free, guaranteed follow-up. It's good, man. It's just good. And even if you need to start with this card as a consistency card to just search something to get your play started, on your opponent's turn it jumps out and then is doing all the same stuff we just talked about on their turn. So very, very cool. This is a very good card. This card's crazy, actually. It's so pushed. All right, next up we have Angry Burger. This is a new actual, hopefully playable version of Hungry Burger that where you may not have to play the vanilla anymore to get the bonus effects on some of your stuff. But I love that. Um, Level 6 Dark Warrior Ritual Monster, 28, 1850. Good stats. You can only, this card is always treated as Hungry Burger, which is huge. That's exactly what you need. You can ritual summon this card with a recipe card. You can only use its first and third effect once per turn. You can reveal this card in your hand to add a Nouvelle monster from your deck to your hand. And if you do, shuffle this card into the deck. That's already not bad. I mean, yeah. Okay. Monsters your opponent controls that can attack must attack this card. Okay. In quick effect, you contribute one attack position monster on either field. On either field. And if you do, special summon a Hungry Burger with 2,000 attack from your hand or deck. By the way, keep in mind, he counts as Hungry Burger. So if you just play more than one copy of himself, he still doesn't even force you to play the vanilla, which is sweet. So yeah, this card's pretty good. I mean, it's another good consistency card. The second effect's like whatever. It's the bonus effect, I guess. And then even the effect on field like is actually pretty good. Like it's a tribute. It is only attack position monsters, so there might be ways to play around that a little bit. But you know, link monsters and eventually having to feel like you have to get aggressive. Like this card can definitely punish that with a tribute and then pulling another Hungry Burger out of the deck. It's pretty dang good. All right, cool. That works. And then our final new Nouvelle card is Nouvelle Recipe Book Reset Day Nouvelle. Where's our artwork here? Cool. It's just a recipe book. Got it. This is a continuous spell. You can only activate one card of this card's name per turn. While you control a Nouvelle monster card, all face-up monsters your opponent controls are changed to attack position. Nice. That's going to make Hungry Burger here a lot better. Each time a monster is tributed by a ritual monster's effect, your opponent pays 850 life points. That's cool. Is that like every time you're making them a meal, this is them like paying for it? They're paying for a meal that you made. That's cool. I like that. That's icing on the cake. That can actually add up because this deck loves the ritual like over and over and over again. Third effect, once per turn, if you special summon a ritual monster or monsters, you can target one of them, add a recipe or Nouvelle card from your deck to your hand, accept a continuous spell, and if you do, increase that monster's level by 1. These cards are all good. This card's probably the weakest of the bunch, but I still think it's pretty good anyway. It does require you to like ritual summon, but when you do, you get a free card. So that's good. The time win con slash just edging your opponent down on life points, as well as making your Hungry Burgers interruption like always in top form by forcing all your opponent's stuff into attack position. This is still probably a card you consider playing. I don't know exactly where the deck was, but like man, for 3 cards, this has to be doing about as much as you could have hoped if you're a Nouvelle fan. So let me know in the comment section where you land on Nouvelles post this support. All right, next up here we have Vanquish Soul. Holy Sue. Whoa. What is going on with this artwork? All right. Very, very weird. Okay, it looks like, okay, this is her. She's holding a staff with like a wolf head on the end of it. Very, very crazy artwork. I love Vanquish Soul, so these are really nice. Level 5 Earth Psychic Monster for this one. Another Earth. 500 attack, 2200 defense. You can only use its first and second effects each once per turn. You cannot activate more than one in the same chain. That's classic Vanquish Soul stuff. Her first effect is during the main phase, you can reveal one other Vanquish Soul card in your hand to special summon this card from the hand. That's cool. This could have been like extra cheeky if this allowed you to summon like either it or the other Vanquish Soul monster to the hand to the field, because then being able to like on the opponent's turn put Raisin or Mad Love on the field would have been so sick because you could plop them in the right column and then like punish your opponent for cool stuff. And Pantera. But it's cool. This card still jumps on the field, which is nice. Easy extender. Quick effect, you can activate one of these effects by revealing monster in your hand with the right attributes. If you reveal an Earth and a Dark, you can take control of one monster your opponent controls with the lowest attack. Your choice if tied until the end phase. That's a pretty strong effect because the bot, like we're just making links then. Like we're just link summoning from that point, which is pretty cool. That's cool. But it does require 2 reveals, so that's what makes it a little bit tougher. And then Fire and Dark, special summon one non-psychic Vanquish Soul monster from your deck. That's actually sick as well. I mean, like, listen, here's my thing is like this card should be very consistent at coming out of the hand. And if it's coming out of the hand, you guaranteed have one of the 3 attributes, right? So you either have an earth, a dark, or a fire in there because you already revealed a Vanquish Soul. So if this card was alive in the first place, you're already halfway there. You just need one more attribute. And I think both of these are pretty strong payoffs. So even though this first effect, like I said, doesn't summon itself or a Raisin or a Mad Love or a Pantera or whatever from the hand, you do summon this. You already have half the attributes. So if you just have one more correct attribute, you're either taking an opponent's monster or you're summoning something like Raisin or Mad Love or one of those other interruptive cards on the opponent's turn, which is all good anyway. So very, very cool. I think that's actually quite powerful. This card's really strong. All right, next up here, we move to Vanquish Soul Rocks. I love the artwork on this card, but I'm pretty sure I remember this card being kind of underwhelming to me, but we'll see. This is a rank 4 Dark Pyro Exceed monster. 2000 attack, 2500 defense. Pretty good stats for a rank 4. It does require 2 level 4 Vanquish Soul monsters, but not really, because once per turn, if a Vanquish Soul monster battled this turn, you can also summon this card using one Vanquish Soul monster or rock the Vanquisher you control. Transfer its materials to this card. Transfer its materials to this. What does that even mean? There's no other Vanquish Soul exceeds, whatever. But you can just slap it on top. It gains the following effects based on the attributes of its attached materials. If you make it with a dark, all Vanquish Soul monsters your opponent all monsters your opponent controls lose 800 attack. If you make it with a fire, Vanquish Soul monsters you control gain 1000 attack. And if you make it with an earth, you can just attach a material from this card to destroy a card your opponent controls. So the goal on this card is absolutely to make it with an earth. It's kind of a bummer because like his dark and fire bonuses get him big, but like you can only make him after you've already battled. So you can only really be making him in main phase 2, really. You could actually, I guess you could hard make him at times, but like I don't know if we really want to do that in most cases. Just it doesn't seem the most resource efficient, but it's cool. And unfortunately, at first I was like, Rock the Vanquisher has to be an Earth, right? He's literally a rock. I think he's dark though, which is awkward. So like it would be like the most easy guaranteed like Earth because that's the best effect on here by far. But like, sure, this card goes in the extract. You already had a lot of extract space. This card doesn't like blow me away, but I feel like it'll situationally come up. So like, it is what it is. Um, and then lastly, here we have Start for Vanquish Soul. Cool. This is some. Yeah. I mean, the artwork's not doing too much here. I also can't see it that well from this picture. Looks like they're kind of like they're building one of those I don't know what you call them, like diagrams on a wall where they're trying to find where somebody is with all the red strings and stuff, solving a murder or whatever, but I don't know. All right, field spell card, 3 hard ones per turn effects. That's a good sign. You can target one Vanquish Soul monster you control as cost. Add a Vanquish Soul monster with a different attribute from your deck to your hand. That's very, very good. It's not a starter on its own. You have to at least open it with a body that jumps on the field. But man, that's pretty good regardless, though. Because this one. So this is one of the awkward parts where like something like Holy Sue does have to reveal a Vanquish Soul monster, but so you can't reveal this, summon Holy Sue, and then target Holy Sue to get another name, but it is what it is. So this is really good. It adds a different attribute, which like can I guess be awkward at certain moments. If you have Mad Love, but you really want to get Borger, you can't. If you have Raisin and you want to get the big level 5 fire guy, you can't. If you have Pantera and you want to get Holy Sue, you can't. But aside from that, this card's really quite good. It turns Mad Love into a starter because now you go just normal Mad Love, grab this, activate this, grab Raisin. Mad Love go into Rock, Rock special summon Raisin. Raisin gets you more cards from there and kind of gets you a basic little Vanquish Soul setup. So that's very, very nice. To me, I'm not sure if this card is like an all-in like 3 of in the deck just because it's not a line by itself. And you also still need to be weary of like having enough slots for non-engine in the deck. That's kind of one of the issues I ran into in the deck is like you need enough names because they all work with each other attribute wise, but you got to go second somehow, right? So you have to have interaction that way. So we'll see what happens there, but definitely still solid first effect. If a Vanquish Soul monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can reveal a Vanquish Soul in your hand instead. That's also so annoying. That's such an annoying effect because it's so common for your opponent to probably just want to go battle phase on a lot of your stuff if you're ending on like one of the less crazy boards, right? Because like rock's pretty small, and other stuff is pretty small, and like for the most part, if you're not putting on the big monsters and destruction as well. So just even like a mass board wipe, you can protect a monster. So that's pretty cool. And then third effect, during your end phase, if you control two or more Vanquish Soul monsters, you can set a Vanquish Soul trap from your deck. I mean, just icing on the cake, dude. The trap already was good. People are already playing it, and so now, now you can just set it on your end phase. Kiki, hey, I'm doing something here, okay? um, so the only thing that makes me feel weird about this end phase effect is that it requires you to end on two Vanquish Soul monsters, and I don't think Rock the Vanquisher has a stipulation that says he counts as a Vanquish Soul monster, and you're almost always ending on Rock, like almost always. And so I'm like, how many scenarios are we going through? Are we summoning Rock and two more Vanquish Souls next to him on turn one, right? Because if we're doing that consistently, then this effect is awesome. And maybe that's just our wombo combo setup where this card's going to come in clutch. But I'd have to see it to believe it, kind of thing. I need to see what people are doing with this deck with these new cards. There, but if all these effects, if you're using this effect and this effect turn one, it's crazy. It's crazy because now any search you would have used for the trap ever, you just use for this card because you'll just set up the trap that way. And then, you know what I mean? And then just set it on end phase for absolutely free. So it's really cool. I like it a lot. I'm definitely a big fan of all three of these cards. I'm very excited to mess with Vanquish Soul once they come out for sure. All right, now into like actual new stuff. We start with Maiden in Love. This is actually a card a lot of people I've heard people ask about recently as like a card they wish would get ported over from the anime. Let's see how it works. Also, this is I think from the side set. I think this is from the same side set that I think, don't quote me on that. That the Magnet Warrior stuff, the Conductive Warrior and the Alchemy Beast card are in. Not Alchemy Beast, but the Macrocosmos type card. All right. Anyway, let's get into this. Maiden in Love. Yeah, because it's LGP1, whatever that is. I can't remember what that is for. Maybe it's just another different set. I don't know. All right. Level 2 Light Spellcaster. So Blue Eye support. Nice. Opponent's monsters that can attack this card must attack it. It cannot be destroyed by battle. And if this card battles an opponent's monster at the end of the damage step, you can activate one of these effects. Place a maiden counter on one face of monster your opponent controls, or take control of one monster with a maiden counter. This card is unplayably bad. Yeah, I think so, right? Like, so like because like listen, this is you have to pick one of these effects. You can't just use these in the same turn. So you attack them once, place a maiden counter on them, and then you just have to sit there. And then like maybe the next time this card battles another monster, you can take control of one of those monsters. But in modern day, this card's way too slow. It's not going to hold up. Next up here, you have Eucalyptus Mole. Look at him. He's cute. He's fun. Level 3 Earth Plant. 300 attack, 1300 defense. You can only use its 2 effects once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon a level 4 or lower beast monster from your deck in face-up defense position. Then if this card is in attack position, change it to defense position. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's pretty great actually. This is just tour guide for level 4 lower beast monsters. That's actually really good. Oh my god. I was like kind of reading it like, oh, okay, yeah, we got Maiden, and then, and then this card's like actually crazy. And he's the right stuff to work with, but like man, if level 4 lower beast decks like probably appreciate this card quite a bit. It's really good. All right, and then if this card is destroyed, you can special summon one Koala or Tree Otter from your deck. And if you do apply this effect until the end of the next turn, non-effect beast monsters you control gain attack equal to their own original defense. Very cool. So this is very, I think this is like Chumley support. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting here, or something akin to that. I mean, it's beast support. It's a good card. It's just tour guide for beasts, so I'm into it. That card actually should come up at some point. And lastly, here we finish with Soul Union from this little wave. This is a new trap card called Elemental, or no, what is this? Soul Union, but it has Elemental Hero Sparkman on the cover. Sparkman, maybe to this day, is like the coolest looking hero monster, at least like from the originals. Normal trap card, you can only use the first effect once per turn. Target a face-up monster on the field and one elemental hero monster in your graveyard. That monster on the field gains attack equal to the attack of the other monster until the end of the turn. Then if you have elemental hero normal monster on your field and or grave, you can fusion summon an elemental hero fusion from your extract by banishing its materials from your graveyard. Wow, it's asking a lot. Basically, if you have a vanilla hero monster in your grave, this is going to be a quick fusion from grave, which is pretty good, but it requires you have a vanilla hero in grave, which I don't know if we want to play those. So yeah, this card's so fine. It feels like heroes have so many options. I'm just not sure this card would crack like the best options for those decks. So there you go there. And then finishing up here, let's crack out the Lunalight stuff. This is the big stuff here. So starting off here, a new Lunalight girl. There she is. She's clearly like a lion, right? Lunalight Gold Leo. There you go. Level 4 Dark Beast Warrior. So this is what's the Rhoda card? 5 formation tanky. A bull, which is nice. 600 attack, 1600 defense. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. If this card is normal or special, you can add a Lunalight monster from your deck to your hand, except for herself. Then discard one card. That's quite good because some of them you actually do want in the hand, some of them you actually want in grave. But that's great. It's just Stratos. Cool. If a Lunalight monster is sent to your graveyard while this monster is on the field, you can target one of them, add it to your hand. Oh, so you can use the first effect, adding and pitching something, and then just get it back for free, because so you don't even have to lose any hand advantage if you don't want to. Nice. Okay, cool. I mean, that works, and it's level 4, so I know that in the past the deck was used as like a rank 4 engine, so this card only helps with that. Solid. That's a good card. Next up here we have this girl. She's a wolf, I guess, right? This is Lunalight Silverhound. Yep, level 3. Level 3, no! The synergy. Level 3 Dark Beast Warrior. Again, tanky target. 1400 attack, 400 defense. You can only use its 2 effects once per turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can special summon a Lunalight monster from your deck. Ooh. And if you do, you cannot special summon from the extract while you control that monster except Lunalights. Wow, that's actually quite good. Wow, because you can add this card out the first one, pitch it, then in a new chain link, you can even chain block this one. Chain link 1 this to summon from deck, chain link 2 the one above to add this card back. Yeah, and then summon from deck. Very strong. Okay. When a spell or trap card is activated on the field, you can banish this card and one Lunalight fusion from your graveyard, fusion monster from your graveyard, negate the activation. Oh, and then on top of all of that, dang, boy. Or also just a spell and trap negate from grave. Or just Cyber's D-Save Worm from grave. Except we don't even need anything on field. We just need a Lunalight fusion in grave. All right. Let's see the new Lunalight fusions. Because I will say this. I think the old Lunalight fusions are so cheeks. Like, okay, some of them have OTK potential or whatever. But, like, they're pretty cheeks. This is Lunalight Liger Dancer. Nice, dude. Napoleon Dynamite getting his recognition. Level 12 Dark Beast Warrior Fusion, 38-35, huge as always. This card requires Lunalight Leo Dancer plus 3 Lunalight monsters. Shoo! Must be fusion summoned with the above material. Unaffected by non-Lunalight card effects. I mean, okay, so 3,800 tower is already pretty good. Can make a second attack during each battle phase. And once per turn quick effect, you can send a Lunalight monster from your extract to the graveyard to destroy all opponent special summon monsters. This card's insane. Now its materials are also insane. You have to use a fusion for this, and then 3 other Lunalight monsters. But dang, that's crazy. The new fusion spell better be wild. I don't remember what the old fusion was, but like their fusion spell better be wild. Because like if I have to just poly for 4 monsters, including a fusion I've already made, then this card's not good enough. But man, when this card hits the field, like it feels like how does your opponent out this? All right, Moonlight Perfume Dancer. That's interesting. Doesn't even have... Oh, it is Lunalight Perfume Dancer. There you go. Level 6 Dark Beast Warrior Fusion Monster. 2,000 attack, 15 defense, 3 hard ones return effects. If this card is fusion summoned, you can add a Lunalight Perfume from your deck to your hand. Love that. Perfume's just great to have. That's a searcher. You can target one other Lunalight card you control, return it to the hand or extra deck, then you can special summon a Lunalight monster from your hand. Huh. One other Lunalight card. So you can even like a continuous spell or trap or something. Return to the hand, then special summon from hand. It only summons from hand though, which isn't the craziest thing. Okay. And then you can banish this card from your grave. This turn, monsters your opponent controls will lose attack equal to their original defense. Okay, nice. So just make them weak, run over them, punch them in the face. Got it. Cool. I mean, getting Lunalight perfume for free is pretty good. That's probably the main reason you're summoning this card is for the advantage getting. That's cool. And then our final card here is Lunalight Masquerade. Hopefully, this is a card that allows us to get strong fusions off easily. This is Lunalight Masquerade, continuous spell. First and second effects, hard once return. Love that it's a continuous spell because this is the kind of card you can just bounce to hand totally for free and save for next turn to get something out of the hand off the second fusion. 2 hard once return effects. During your main phase, if this card was activated this turn, you can send a Lunalight monster from your deck to the graveyard. That's great. There's multiple extenders from grave. So, yep, love that. If you fusion summon a Lunalight monster, you can add 1 Polymerization from your graveyard or banishment to your hand. Then you can discard 1 card. And if you do, once this turn, if you fusion summon a Lunalight monster, you can also use monsters in your graveyard by banishing them. Okay. That's kind of what we needed. You do already have to fusion summon a Lunalight monster. So there's that to trigger this at all. But, oh man. And you have to go through poly. Does this deck have a way to search poly? Because this doesn't add a poly from deck. This adds a poly from grave or banish. Okay. Okay, listen, there's some strong cards here. Like, these are strong engine cards. Gold Leo, really nice starter card, it seems, to get things going. Silver Hound, nice engine card as well. Just getting this Foolish seems crazy. And then adding a spell and trap negate to your end board. This card should just be game, right? This is the kind of card where it's like if it hits the field, it just should be game most of the time. Especially if you're like, if you've got like Silver Hound engraved plus this, you've got a spell and trap negate, you have a complete board wipe, well, special summon monster board wipe, which is still really good, and you're a 3,800 towers. Like, how's your opponent outing a 3,800 towers after all of that? This card's fine. It gets you Lunalight Perfume, which is nice, and it's your fusion. Oh no, because this needs Leo Dancer specifically. How are we making? Listen. Maybe someone needs to explain it to me on how we're actually gonna make all this stuff. And I even think this card's pretty good, right? Like the Foolish Burial's pretty good. The new monster above, when it's sent, it's just gonna like let you summon a monster from deck, which is good. This card is just E-Telly at that point. But like, how's this deck search poly? Because like this second effect does nothing if you don't already have poly in rotation. So I don't know. I just have some questions there. Very curious about where this actually goes. I'm sure some Lunalight fans will be very happy with this. Hopefully they are. Let me know your thoughts down below if you are a Lunalight fan and where you land on these. But I'm out of here. This video has been long enough. Let me know your thoughts on everything. The Nouvelles stuff seems crazy. The Vanquish Soul seems plenty good enough. I'm excited for that the most. I would say let me know if you think like Eucalyptus Mole has good applications or not. That's like the one card from these that I thought was the most interesting. And then let me know your thoughts on the Lunalight cards as well. I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, stay tuned for more. I'm always putting out new content on as new stuff gets revealed. So subscribe to the channel for that down the line. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.